Hi, my name is Kelsey Colwell. I am on day 7. My kids and I are on day 7 of COVID quarantine. And a week ago when we recorded our first video, I had no clue that we were gonna walk out the last week like we did. I had no clue that my kids were gonna develop such severe respiratory issues we'd be on every medication we've ever been on. I had no clue that it was gonna take us 7 hours to get an antibiotic. I had no clue that it was gonna take 3 hours of being denied care just to find a place that would take a chest x-ray on my daughter. I had no clue that going to the hospital would entail guarded checkpoints with bulletproof vests and tasers on their side and facial shields on all the nurses. I had no clue. I had no clue what it was gonna feel like to walk out COVID quarantine protocols with 3 sick kids and struggling to get the medical care that we needed. I had no clue. And this morning, my husband and I woke up and our heads were on our pillows and we're looking at each other and we said, oh my gosh, it's been a week. It's been a week. And we were sitting there this morning thinking about what we've gone through, thinking about our friend right now who has a broken arm and isn't able to get the surgery that they need, thinking about our nursing friends, a really close friend who's a nurse, who is just days away from running out of protective gear, from gloves and masks, and she works in the COVID unit. Thinking about our friends who have lost their jobs, thinking about our friends who are small business owners and have had to lay people off and aren't sure how they're gonna make it. And we were just sitting here this morning going, life has changed. Thinking about when our kids are gonna go back to school. And will that really be when they go back to school? And this morning we were both just talking about, we could complain and we could be frustrated, but the reality is we don't have time to complain. We don't. We don't have time to complain. And 2 weeks ago, I was that girl who was like, why are we overreacting? I don't understand. I wish somebody would have said, this is less about the mortality rate and a whole lot more about the fact that our medical system is going to be overran and we can't handle it. I wish somebody would have said it's about the rate of spread and that we're already dealing with the flu, and on top of it, our hospitals aren't going to be able to handle this. I wish somebody would have told me that 2 weeks ago. And I could sit and complain about that, but the reality is we don't have time to complain. What we need to do is help. I'm gonna have emotions. Man, I've had them. I've had frustration and anger and sadness and heartbreak. And we gotta feel those. But we don't have time to spend our time ranting at each other and complaining about all the things we can't control. What can you control? Who can you help? If you're sitting in a good financial situation, who can you help who's not? If you're healthy, is there a grocery run that you can do? Is there something that you can do for an immune compromised person or a quarantine family who's not healthy? If you don't have small children at home, is there something you can do to help? We have an amazing friend who's been running to the school to grab the food service lunches for our kids and dropping them at our door. What can we do to help? We don't have time to complain. I think that's the whole point of all of this. It all just moved way faster than anybody thought, right? And that's why we're sitting here. It's why our hospitals are overran. Complain later. Complain in 6 months to a year when we can look back and have all the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Complain then. Be frustrated, feel your emotions, but complain later. Help now.